They told me she wouldn't be able to love. When the genetic test came back, when the scans confirmed that the fetus carried the X9 neurovariant, the same one that had left thousands of Terran children in sterile, emotionless silence, they offered me a choice: termination, relocation, or acceptance of a limited neurobond. I chose none of them. I chose her. She was born during the quiet hour, when the twin moons cast their light across the fields of Arcadia. Her eyes opened silently, not crying, not smiling, just watching, a calm that disturbed the nurses. But when they placed her in my arms, I felt something. Not a kick or a wriggle. A thought, a flicker, a single, impossible word pressed against my mind like soft cloth. Mom. They said she couldn't speak. She didn't need to. Her mind touched mine in moments, so brief, I questioned my sanity. A tug in my chest when she was hungry. A spike of dread when I left the room. A bloom of warmth when I sang to her. She never spoke aloud until she was 4, and even then it was halting, unnatural, like her real language existed somewhere far deeper than sound. She thought in color, in shape, in memories. When she spoke to me, she showed me images, the time I dropped her in the garden and scraped her knee, how the cold bathwater felt that one night we lost power, how she loved the smell of my old jacket even when it was dirty. And sometimes she sent me my own thoughts back to me, reflected, reframed. It was terrifying, beautiful. They wanted to take her. The Federation classified her as non-neurotypical with class, for empathic projection. That meant danger, threat, experimental value. They offered her placement in a colony of her kind, isolated from emotional interference, for her own development. I told them I'd rather die. She told me, no, she showed me what they did to others like her. She didn't speak of pain. She showed me silence, sterile rooms, minds screaming into voids that never answered. The loneliness was unbearable. I cried for hours, and she sat beside me, not speaking, just holding my hand, transmitting a single wave of emotion that kept me from breaking apart. Love. I sold everything, ran, left Earth, bought passage on a freighter bound for the Ord Edge. I told no one. I changed names. I erased us from a net. She was 7 the first time she saved me. We were ambushed by pirates near Tarsus, 12. I panicked, locked her in the emergency pod, but before I could seal it, her mind slammed into mine. No fear, no panic, just urgency. They're coming for you. Left corridor. Fire first. I followed it blindly and lived. After that, I trusted her completely. By the time she was 10, she could speak 10 languages, not by reading, but by feeling her way through the thoughts of those around her. She learned silence, pain, joy, and carried it all. She smiled rarely, but when she did, it was like the whole world paused for breath. At night, I'd feel her thoughts brushing mine. Gentle, careful. She didn't like to invade. But sometimes I wake with tears on my face, not mine, but hers, because she was learning what it meant to be human, to feel everything, and it was too much. And still, she held on. One night, I asked her, "Why do you always think of me first?" She looked up, and for the first time, spoke aloud with no hesitation. "Because when I think of you, I remember who I am." Now she's 15. The Federation found us again. They say they don't want to take her, only study, observe. Let her be an ambassador between species. She says she wants to try. She wants to speak for the ones who can't. But I see it in her thoughts, the fear, the weight, the crushing loneliness of being surrounded by minds that can't hear her like I can. She hides it from me, thinks she's protecting me. But I feel it every time she reaches for my thoughts and pulls away too soon. I asked her last night, "Are you scared?" She didn't answer with words. She sent me a memory, the day I first held her, wrapped in moonlight, and whispered, "You are mine, no matter what." And in that moment, I couldn't breathe. Not because I was afraid, but because her love was so deep, so unshakable, that my heart felt like it would stop from the weight of it. She's leaving tomorrow, to speak to the council, to speak for all of us. I'll be waiting, silent, watching the sky, knowing that even across the stars, she'll still think of me. And I'll still feel it every time she does. And I won't be able to breathe. But I wouldn't want it any other way.